So, how do you land a job in program management? We've seen the layoffs, we've seen the green banners on LinkedIn, and people are like, Cam, where is the next job? How can AI not completely wipe out my entire career? And first of all, what I will always tell you is that we will always work side by side with computers and integrate it within our workflow. But one job title that's not going anywhere is program management. You will always need human hands. So if this is your first time joining me, I'm Kamara Daughtry and I'm a career coach, a resume rebrander, and a salary growth strategist. I have helped people go from 60K to 120 in sales, 50K to 150K in medium, and 105 to 155 and beyond. So you are in good hands. Get out your paper, get out your pen, because I'm about to show you how to become a program manager overnight. So, number one, let's start with clarity. A project manager and a program manager is two different job titles. A project manager manages a single project with a clear beginning, middle, and end. Think of planning one event, launching one feature, or running one campaign. Most of the time, if you are an IT project manager, you work with the engineers, you work with the design team, you work with people on the back end, the clients, what they're expecting, the whole nine. Now, when you are a program manager, you manage a group of related projects that all connect to a larger strategic goal. You're not just managing tasks, you're managing a vision. So think of a teacher. Anytime that she's about to do her lesson or curriculum, she has to, number one, understand what the vision and what the goal is. If that is, let's just say, this program needs to ensure that 50 of these employees get certified with, Google data analytics. Well, you have to find out what is the best way to do that. Do I sign them up for a course of for Coursera, or do I bring somebody in to help with our workflow that we already have at the company? Now, imagine you're running a national product launch. The project manager, they are focused on marketing, logistics, and tech. The program manager makes sure they're all working together towards the company's goal of driving $5 million in revenue. Okay. So that is a huge reason on why program managers aren't going anywhere. You want to make sure you write this down. The responsibilities for a program manager: strategic planning, cross-functional leadership. That means you work across departments, marketing, IT, and sales. Timeline and budget oversight. You track costs and milestones across the board. Stakeholder management. You communicate with executives, clients, vendors, and team leads. Risk mitigation. This is key. A lot of times when people are developing proposals, you'll often hear clients ask, okay, so what problems do you anticipate? And if those problems do occur, how are we going to fix it? That's usually worked within the budget, or that's worked by being proactive, hiring more employees, or just adding additional systems. And then last but not least, reporting. You don't just report what happened, you report why it matters to the business. Program managers sit at the intersection of operations and strategy. That's why the pay is so competitive and why demand is rising. So now here are some must-have skills to land a program manager role. So you don't need to know how to code, but you do need to know leadership intelligence. You hear a lot of people talk about emotional intelligence, what kind of leader this person is, what kind of leader is Disney, the person over at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, because you really cannot just be by the book. You have to say, okay, this is what the market is doing today. This is how this generation is responding to our product. So we have to meet them where they are. So the top skills are leadership without authority. So you'll often lead people who don't report directly to you. Communication mastery, which is key. I'll tell you this, 90% of the issues that occur, it is at the root miscommunication. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I didn't know, or I thought, or I interpret it a certain way. And people are like, well, this is what I meant. A program manager really has to define everything to the T, okay? And then workflow tools. This is going to make your life a lot better. Asana, Jira, Trello, Microsoft Project, and then Smartsheet. And then a data driven thinking. You need to interpret metrics, your return on investment, timelines, delivery, KPIs. And then last but not least, I'm going to say this over and over, emotional intelligence. You lead calmly through change, delays, and conflicts. Think about it. If you are a program manager and let's just say you were working for Uber and with all of these different imports, costs going up, you're like, oh my gosh, and different tariffs, you're like, well, what do we do? You can't be in panic mode. Even if you've never had the title, if you've never done any of this, you already have transferable value, okay? Especially for my parents out there. You know how to be calm, you know how to be cool, and then collected. Let's talk about the fourth thing, industries that hire program managers. Let's talk about where's the money in all this. So, program managers are in demand everywhere, but these industries pay well and hire fast. Tech, specifically software development, cloud integration, and product launches. And then the second one is healthcare, EHR upgrades, compliance programs, cross hospital coordination. And then government and federal contracting, e-commerce, retail, and I love this one. Media and creative agencies, especially ad campaigns. If you've ever worked in any of these industries, you are closer to this role than you think. Now let's talk about salaries because it goes all the way from entry to director, okay? So the entry level for program managers are 65K to 90K. Program managers at the mid level, 100K to 135. Senior program managers, 140 to 175, and then director, 180 to 220. I've actually seen some VPs. Their title has changed a little bit, but it's mainly program management. And it is about, I think that girl's salary was maybe like 270 something, but she was wearing a lot of hats. She was over a lot of people. So just putting that out there. The bonus is remote roles in tech or defense often pay more, especially with security clearance or agile expertise. And these numbers, they don't include bonuses, equity, or relocation. This is why I coach people to move into program level and they work fast. It's one of the few six-figure roles that open up to non-technical professionals. So this is how you really can become a program manager overnight. Number one, rebrand your resume. You want to use keywords like cross-functional team leadership, multi-project oversight, budget and timeline accountability, and strategic alignment. And then you want to pick a tool or certification this week. I'm going to drill this to everybody. I need you to get a certification. Okay? Google program management, Google project management, Agile Scrum, or you can go online and look up Smart Sheets and Jira and then apply in the right places. LinkedIn, USA Jobs, that's for federal work. Tech startup boards like AngelList or Wellfound, and then media creative companies like Vox, Paramount, or agency roles. And then another thing, when you're on LinkedIn and you see a recruiter recruiting for a program manager, you want to walk it like it's talking. Walk it like I talk it. I know y'all have heard of that. So, a lot of you all, these transferable skills, especially on your resume, the verbiage needs to say, I led programs across 3 departments to streamline delivery. I align multiple teams under a shared outcome and improve efficiency by 30%. Something very similar. And then network with purpose. DM program managers and ask, I'm exploring a program management path. What helped you make the leap? That way, you get to make a connection. And even if they're, director of a division or if they're hiring, even at the entry level, you'll be able to say, hey, here is my resume. I want to know, can I at least get an interview or can we have a virtual chat to see if this job is for me? 9 times out of 10, people will say yes, okay? And I want to tell you this, don't overthink. A lot of people, they make the mistake of being an overthinker. You don't need 10 years of experience. You need a strategic resume, targeted communication, and a plan. You've already led, you've already coordinated. You just need to call it what it is, program management. If this helped you, drop I'm next in the comments. Subscribe to my channel. That is so YouTubey, but I need to say it. Subscribe to my channel for more career shifts, job search, and salary jumps. And if you're ready to work directly with me to rebuild your resume, elevate your confidence, go into the description below and you can text my team. Special thanks to all of them because they are also a part of ensuring that people get a salary increase, okay? This is Cam, your career coach, and I'll talk to you later.